Thank you so much for joining us today. Shari and I will spend a little time introducing ourselves and kind of allow for people to slowly join in before we get into kind of the details about this house. But I am Katie Smith. I'm a homeownership counselor out of Adair's Cresswell office. So kind of the Eugene, Oregon-ish area, and then all the way over to the coast and south on the coast. And Shari, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Shari Avery. I am a home ownership counselor out of Caldwell. So I help buyers anywhere from Baker City, McCall to Mountain Home.
You have quite the build territory.
I do.
We were talking about the snow in McCall right now, earlier today, and I heard a rumor that some houses are just almost completely under the snow.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's like every time we think spring's coming and we get another foot. So I'm just going to stop
Okay.
saying it until it happens.
Okay. Once you can see the green again. Um, okay. Well, so we'll slowly ease into this one as people are just trickling in. I'm going to be showing the house and talking about the house, and Shari is going to be watching for questions and fielding questions. So please send those to her. She is happy to see all of it. We'd love to talk about anything that you feel you have a gray area or just need further clarification on. But the house we are showing today is Adair's Gallatin plan. And before I get into it, so you may have noticed, if you're someone who frequents our website, that there has been a complete overhaul of our plans lately. And one thing that we do that I absolutely love, is as our corporate office and corporate teams see these changes coming through or requests coming through over and over and over for specific plans. For example, on the Gallatin, people would prefer the island over the original peninsula. So they're kind of tracking these changes and these requests, and then they just take them and incorporate them into the base plan. So they're saying, okay, this plan is evolving. In order to stay current, here's what we need to do. So you will see that we've done a cleanup across the board. So we've got our most popular elevations, our most popular modifications, and the plans of almost all of them, I think, Shari, have changed at least a little to incorporate those popular requests.
I think so. It's really just a new, fresh take on what's popular and what everyone's asking for. And I think it's great that they're just really keeping up with demand.
I love it. Yep. And this specific plan we're showing today, the Gallatin, that plan it's an original Adair plan. So it's been around 55 years. And if we were to look back over the years, we could see every time, in order to stay current, these changes were made. So this plan has remained popular. It's continued to evolve. And it's just a really great, efficient plan. So I'm excited to share it. Before I talk too much about that, Shari was going to give us kind of a website rundown. So what is useful about our website, how to use it. And Shari, I will just kind of go off of what you're saying and point towards what you're talking about, hopefully.
Well, just to piggyback off of what you're saying about our plans, what's really great is you can filter the plans tab, 4 bedrooms, 3-car garages, multi-family plans. That's really big right now, is multi-generational families moving in together with whether you're doing dual masters or ADUs. It makes living simpler now. But so you can definitely do that. Look through all of our plans. We have photo galleries on there, virtual tours, and of course you can go through and see what the design services, what we can do for you. Because as you can see right there where Katie's got, we can also do full custom homes. So if you don't see a plan on our website that suits you perfectly, we can draw something from a napkin and do that for you as well. But one thing I really like about our website that not a lot of websites have is that we have the pricing right there on the website for each of our homes, for each exterior of the home as well. So you really know what your starting out budget will be. And then, when you scroll along the top of the website as well, we have the different various tabs. home planning. That's, we've got things in there for home design. I think that's one of my favorite tabs. I don't know about you, Katie, but I love going through and seeing the new exciting things that corporate's doing with light fixtures and plumbing fixtures, etc. Just the things that get you all excited and giddy to build your house.
Agreed.
But then we also have the tabs that are important for you, helping you find land and financing, because we do have our Adair financial services that can help you with financing. And then really we just go through the rest of the website with just other resources that you can use, downloadable files for standard features for your house or custom features for your house. We do have a referral program that we offer for previous homeowners. So really our website's very user friendly from what I'm told. And so take your time and run through it. And yeah.
Yep. Agreed. And then one of the, amazing thing about the website too is the little yellow bubble that's always at the bottom of your screen. You can click that at any time to talk to one of our online consultants. So if you're not finding what you're looking for, or if you're ready to make an appointment, you just type out a message and they get you scheduled.
For sure.
Okay. So
you already have one question though.
Oh, yay.
Is it feasible to build a home from out of state? And I can take this one just because Outlaw 69, I do it all the time. Being here in Idaho, I have a lot of buyers that come from all over, and they will build, and we just take care of it for them from the ground running. I'm sure, yes, in Spokane from Illinois, that is definitely feasible. Jen up in Spokane is fantastic, and she can help you with that as well. But we do have, certain things that we use for out-of-state buyers and also local, which is called Builder Signal. And that's where we keep you in progress, you're able to see the progress of your build throughout the entirety of the build. So you get updated photos and things like that. That way you're always in the know. Plus you're going to have Jen's information or my information and your super's information. So you're constantly able to feel like you're a part of the build. And Katie's pulling up the Builder Signal right now. So you can see.
I love Builder Signal so much. This is a change because so much has gone virtual in the last couple of years. So I do feel like it's pretty fine-tuned at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But the Builder Signal, so your assigned superintendent is there at least once a week, and they're taking pictures. So at any point you can log in and see, okay, here's what's happening this week. Here's the notes. And it's just nice to follow along with. And then I do, just because we've gone so virtual lately, the programs for designing and the programs for color selection and even site visits, it's all been really fine-tuned. I think it's pretty smooth and efficient at this point to build from out of state.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Good question. Let's see.
I totally derailed your presentation there.
No, I love it. Okay, so kind of piggybacking on what we were talking about the overhaul on the website. I'm going to show you so we're going to show the Gallatin. I'm going to show you the plans from the house that we're looking at, and then I'm going to show you what the plans look like now. So if back when this customer ordered her house, she did the front garage Gallatin. So you can see you have your front garage here and then a porch cover. You come into this entryway great room space, just one large room. You immediately have your stairs kicking off over here and then a big coat closet. And then the kitchen's kind of closed off. So you have this wall separating the kitchen from the great room, peninsula in the kitchen, and then down the hall to the primary suite. Well, if you are to look at our website, you will see that the Gallatin plans, this is a reverse version to add a little bit of, or the side garage version, so a little extra layer here. But you could take this garage and put it back in the front. However, now when you come in through this front door, there's no wall separating the kitchen and the great room. This is just an open space. You've got an island rather than a peninsula. You've got open rail stairs here, and you access them from the hallway rather than right in the entryway. So just once again, by popular demand, we've now incorporated these things into the base plan. But of course, from there, like Shari said, everything can be customized. So if you're looking at this and you're like, okay, I still would like to modify these couple of things, absolutely you can. But let's see here. So our new 06 spec, we'll start with the outside. We are going to do, of course, James Hardy siding on the outside. There's some stucco options in Arizona. And do you have any Eastern Idaho stucco, Shari? Or are you fully Hardy?
Nope, we can do stucco now. It's been released, so it's been asked for quite a bit now.
Okay, very nice. I think in Oregon, we're still just strictly Hardy. We're a little bit wetter here. But James Hardy all the way around. You've got a 50-year architectural shingle. You've got your lifetime windows, vinyl dual pane windows. Of course, we're going to paint the exterior and the interior with Sherwin-Williams paint. We're going to include your heat pump and your furnace. So all of that is just written into the base price. What you see online, those things are already included. Shari, do you have other exterior options besides stucco as far as what you have that I have, or are you Hardy other?
We're the same. Yep.
You're the same. Okay. So I guess the only exception to the Hardy and the stucco being on our Craftsman type looks when you have actual cedar shake and then like the tongue and groove under the porch cover. Otherwise, we are madly in love with James Hardy, and that is our go-to for siding. What else is important to note about the outside of the house? I usually talk so much more, and
honestly, I think the nice thing is that they do have so many different exteriors now to select from. And you had mentioned the Craftsman, one of my favorites, and it's not on this one, but I highly recommend everyone look it up as well. But I think it's just important to know that the James Hardy siding is, such a top line brand that it's just nice to have.
Absolutely. And I really love that you can customize these looks to kind of fit your style or even like maybe your HOA requirements. So when you are looking at our plans online and you're looking at the elevations and you see, for example, the farmhouse and you're like, oh, I wish this gable was bigger here and I wish the windows weren't gridded and, maybe you want lap siding at the bottom or you want that batten board to go all the way around the house. Those are, of course, you can expand on what you see here. This is just a starting point, just to kind of get you that baseline, and then sky's the limit for modifying it to fit your style.
Of course.
Okay, let's. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, Outlaw 69 wants to know if the plans can be stretched for extra walk-in closet space or a 3-car garage.
Yes, and yes. Good questions. There are essentially 3 paths to designing your house. So you could start with your homeownership counselor, start with this plan and add some square footage, maybe reconfigure a little bit, just change the house, customize it. So that's option A. Option B is you, like Shari said, you draw up your plans and you present them to us and we give you a base price and you move forward with that design. And then option C being we are able to access our vault of previously built custom homes now. So you could say, okay, I'm looking for a farm style, 3-bed, 2-bath, about 1,800 square feet. And we could pull up, okay, here's the ones that we've done. So you would then take that custom plan, make your modifications and roll with that. So between those 3 avenues, generally we can get to where we're perfect within your style, within your budget. We've got the base price, the base house. That's going to be exactly what you need. Okay, let's go to the video. So this is, and I think Shari, we did this last time, by popular demand. People like the video to play through all the way first without me talking. So I'll let it run without pausing. Shari and I will talk in the background, and then we'll play it a second time where we're pausing and explaining to you exactly what you're seeing. So let's see here. Can you see it okay, Shari? Did it pop up right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to play this. The Gallatin plan. Traditions elevation. And this was so perfect because the seller, this was an investment home, which I will talk a little bit more about. But she had it staged for photos for the listing, and she had us come in with our photographer while it was staged, which it's so handy to see those spaces and get a feel for the space when the furniture's in there. So I absolutely love this, that she let us do this.
Yes.
And she had the upgrades in here there's not a lot of them. I feel like she was really careful and really smart with where she spent those dollars because, of course, she had a very specific upgrade budget in mind.
Uh-huh.
And I think she did a great job. The whole house looks, yeah, it looks great. She did an awesome job.
Yes, everything works so well together.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she had style.
And she really staged it well to, like you said, to show it how the spaces can be used.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree. Yep, it is. I mean, having built myself, you look at so many plans on paper that after a while it all kind of starts to blur together. It's so nice to see it in action. How's it going to look when we move our bed in and our dresser and are we still going to be able to move around? Or
Mm-hmm.
so this is so incredibly helpful. I'm very curious what she has under those blankets there, like how they made that bed. I know it's not a bed. What do they have for us? Probably totes or something. I've seen some really clever ideas of realtors staging houses and how they make furniture look like furniture. Cute little bathroom, nice big closet.
It's funny you say that you've built now. And so I think I've been doing this for so long that I forget that sometimes people can't visualize from paper to in person. And I still do the same thing. Sometimes I'm like, I need to see this one.
Yes. Yeah. It is very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I love when we do go and look at these houses, which is one of the best parts of the job. Like you do the design and then you get to see it all come to fruition and go look at it at the end. So just looking at the dimensions. Okay, this living room is 19 by 23, and then taking that and incorporating it. Okay, so when we do the Caldera plan or when we do this plan, it's going to be 1 foot smaller here, 1 foot smaller here. So it is so incredibly useful to be in this space. I've had people too. I'm wondering if you've had people do this where they go out to the proposed build site and they just chalk it off. So we're going to be in our living room. Here's where we're going to be looking out our kitchen window.
I have had people do that.
So clever. Yep. Because then you know where your views are and
Exactly.
more space. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, we can offer pot filler over the stove, and we can also offer just the rough-in, so you can always put it in later as well.
We're getting great questions today. I'm thrilled about it.
Yeah, Outlaw 69. I wish I knew your name.
Although
I like the car in your picture.
Bedroom number 1. I think on this specific plan, people are always blown away at just the efficient use of space because it is a 4-bedroom. I mean, you've got a giant bonus room, you've got the full living room, the giant primary suite. In my mind, I expected the bedrooms to be tiny little boxes, and they're not. They're good, workable space.
Yeah, I tell buyers it's one of my most bang for your buck floor plans just because it is so usable and versatile. I don't know what things you've done with this floor plan, but we're getting ready to come into the bonus area, and I've made that a loft. I've made it, an open to below. So
very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I've never done that. That's a great option. Kind of just open up that great room below.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Nice big utility room.
And you can also make it that dual master suite. I'm sure we'll talk about that later, but yes.
Yep, and that is a great option too, once again, for your multi-generational living that you were talking about, which has been so popular. The multi-generational and then the freestanding ADUs. I feel like I talk about that lately more often than not.
I agree. I'm the same.
And we have here our housing crisis. I imagine it's in your area as well. So the ADUs are kind of being pushed almost by jurisdictions. Like you've got a big backyard, put an ADU in it.
Yep. They actually just changed the rules in Boise City that ADUs can be bigger, and that they're actually like telling buyers, hey, go ahead and put these on your properties because we're in the same boat as you guys.
Interesting. Okay. How big can they be? I'm curious.
700 feet for 1 bedroom and 900 for a 2 bedroom.
Okay. And 900 feet for a 2 bedroom house, that actually gets you a fairly decent sized little, space, really.
Exactly.
Okay. All
Dave,
right.
I'm glad I know your name now. Dave, set up an appointment online and you can meet up with Jen when you're in Washington in June.
Okay. So this time we will pause and talk about this house, and we like to talk. So, what you are seeing here, the exterior shot. So you, of course, when you see that base price online, it's accounting for the foundation up. So these sidewalks, the flat work in front, that's a separate cost, and that we'll talk about at the end how you can plan for that cost and your options as far as who's going to do that work. But so she went ahead and did just a monotone paint. Our standard package allows for 4 paint colors. So you can do color up here, color down here, color on the trim. I love how it turned out. I think it's just kind of classic.
Mm-hmm.
Keep this playing. All right, so we've got in here your standard 8-foot plate height. So 8-foot tall ceilings. Some of the very few upgrades that she did. So overwhelmingly, this is our standard design or our previously standard design before the opening of the space. But she did upgrade the baseboards and door wraps to a little bit taller, 3¼ inch craftsman style rather than that 2¼ inch colonial style. And then she's got a luxury vinyl plank all downstairs. So otherwise, we've got these cabinets are standard. And of course, I'll pause to talk about cabinets. We'll let that go just a tiny bit till we turn around again. So that's a good shot. Adair is partnered with our sister company, Ridgecrest Cabinets. I absolutely love Ridgecrest Cabinets. I love looking at their website and their Instagram page and their house page. I like to explore some of the things they're doing because people are so clever in modifying their cabinets to fit their lifestyle. I like looking at what's out there and what can be done. But this is a standard cabinet. So this shaker door, this stain, this crown trim at the top, this is all just already accounted for in that base package. I know you've got some cool stuff you've done, Shari. Some of my favorites are just extending the uppers to the ceiling or even adding that 1-foot box on top with a glass ready cabinet all the way around.
Yep, I agree. We do, the trash drawers all the time
Yeah,
now.
I love that. I love the
Spice
dresser.
racks.
Yeah, spice racks, open shelving has been popular.
And the big popular one right now, this one has the peninsula, but could have been done. The different colored island versus the rest of the cabinets as well. So that's really
Absolutely.
popular right now as well.
Yep. So many ways to make this yours. She went ahead and got rid of, there used to be a box over here, a little bit more cabinetry. It's gone. Could have made this window bigger if that was something she cared about. We do have a granite countertop in here, and you'll see that it's carried through the bathroom. So standard cabinets, upgraded countertop, but these appliances that you're seeing, the stainless steel Whirlpool, that's standard. That's in the base price. Appliances, again, there's so many ways to make it yours. So you could, delete the standards, maybe widen the space, maybe plan for a built-in or a cooktop. We've got some upgrades. So there's a lot of ways to just customize that to get what you need. The backsplash in here, as a standard, would have been 2 rows of subway tiles, so about 6 inches high all the way around. The smaller, the 3x6 subway. She went ahead and deleted it and did her own. So this was installed by the homeowner. And then she also, you'll see a few light fixtures where she deleted our fixtures and added her own. Any other kitchen notes, Shari? I love kitchen design. It makes me happy.
No, I think it looks fantastic that that 90% of that is standard and that buyers can see that, our standard product is going to get you a beautiful home right off the bat as well.
Agreed.
I love her backsplash.
I do too. Kind of pulls everything together.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of my biggest complaints to our photographer is that they are so polite. They're too polite. They never look in closets or pantries. And I want to so bad. I like to see it inside the pantry every time. So I sent them a note. Please open pantries going forward. Everybody wants to see the pantry, but there is a good size 4-shelf swinging door pantry right here in this space. Okay. We've got some added recessed lights in here. Standard being more of that outlet connected to switch kind of floor lamp scenario. Lights, electrical, that's all sky's the limit. Add lights, delete lights, replace lights, fans, floor outlets, dedicated circuits, RV outlets, generator ready. So many options that your HOC will walk you through when you get to a design standpoint. But here in this primary suite, so as you can see, this is a good sized bedroom. It's not a full, not a full king size bed, but we've got a nice wide, I want to say it's almost a queen with the 2 nightstands and then 2 big windows.
It is a huge bedroom too. Plenty of room.
Still plenty of room for furniture over here on this wall or a dresser or what have you.
Yep. And I have buyers do walkouts to their patios instead of those windows, all kinds of things.
What's cool on this plan too is that you could choose to vault. Could you vault? You can't vault on this one. I'm thinking of the Liberty. Just ignore me. Sorry about that. This bathroom though, I'm going to pause right here. So this is, we've got the standard sinks, the standard fixtures. We work with Moen, so all brushed nickel Moen is a starting point. There's other finishes if you're somebody who likes the matte black or the oil rub bronze. There's other sinks too. You could do undermount rectangular with your granite here, or this top mount, or even an undermount oval, which undermount now with our solid surface is a standard. So we would automatically assume an undermount here of some sort. Again, in here, she did her own backsplash. And then with our new specs, we're going to do a vanity light over each sink rather than one centered in this bathroom.
And I like where you're paused because you can see the tub shower combo and then also the empty space under the mirror or the window. So I think it's important to note that the floor plans that have the space available, all of our floor plans now come with that 5-piece bathroom set. So you're going to get a drop-in soaker tub as well as a walk-in shower and your 2 sinks with your commode. So I think that's really exciting that we offer that as well.
Agreed. Let's let this play a little bit more. And then for that shower, so many options: tile, oversized, splash walls, lots of ways to, again, make that what you need it.
And same with the tub. I love that we're offering the drop-in tubs, or I'm sorry, the standalone tubs.
Yeah.
Koozie tubs. So as Katie keeps saying, the sky's really the limit of what we can do for your home.
I get excited every time I do a design appointment and someone asks for something new. It excites me.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so in the new plan, both your stairs are going to come from over here. So you're going to have understair storage, but then you're also going to have the stair access. And this understair storage is massive. There's so much good usable space under those stairs. So it's nice to have that just full-size swinging door. Stash what you need right there. You're not going up and down attic ladder steps. Right across the way, we have the half bath. As a standard, we do a pedestal sink in the half bath. However, again, partnering with Ridgecrest cabinets, you could choose to do some kind of built-in here. You could have a cabinet base with a drop-in sink. And then built-ins really throughout the whole house. If you wanted like library shelves or an entertainment center or bookshelves, you kind of call out what you want. They show you their idea of what you're looking for and then price it and build it. Okay, headed upstairs. That is the standard front door, so that's good to see. They've got a standard carpet on the stairs. So that upgraded floor just at the first level. And we partner with Shaw for flooring. And I think that's consistent across all of our branches. Do you know?
Yes, that is true.
That's true. Okay. So Shaw with engineered hardwood or luxury vinyl plank or a laminate plank. All right. Into our first couple of bedrooms here. So between the two, we have a large closet, which I love. No one ever complains about storage space. And then we've got, again, 8-foot ceilings upstairs. That's a standard egress window. We've got a slightly upgraded craftsman style trim. You don't get to see the closet doors, but they're a bypass door. And then this is just the mirror image of that other bedroom right across the way. You can see the ceiling vents in every room, so your forced air heating and air conditioning pumping into the house. Standard. I do ductless systems sometimes at the coast. Do you ever do ductless systems? Do you have that request anymore?
Once in a great while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, in this guest bathroom, in this upstairs bathroom, this is a standard fiberglass tub shower combo. We're going to do the tension rod in here rather than a glass door. Downstairs in that shower, we would do a glass door, but of course, if you're not somebody who likes a glass door, we can modify or change. We've got our Moen again in here and in the shower, that matching brush nickel throughout. She did, once again, her own backsplash in here. So kind of this cute little backsplash with that granite again, but then the standard cabinets. And we would do in secondary bathrooms, we do just one vanity light centered over the vanity rather than like in the primary where we do one over each sink. Okay, in this utility room, do you get asked to move the utility downstairs on this plan?
I do, but that was before we
Yeah.
switched the stairs. We put it underneath the stairs, but now I have a lot of buyers asked to do it like a stackable on the master walk-in closet.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got, again, and I didn't point this out in the secondary bathroom, but this is a standard flooring in here. So this is a sheeted vinyl, a waterproof vinyl in here. We are, of course, going to do the plumb plug and vent for the washer and dryer, but you would provide your own washer and dryer. And then like Shari said, if you prefer the stackable unit, absolutely, this is a no cost change. Going stackable in this particular utility room would give you a space for like a folding station or a sink too. So that could be a great option in this plan. We're going to do a standard wooden shelf over top of those appliances. However, you can absolutely choose to do cabinetry or something special in there. And then on this plan, that furnace is exposed in this utility room. So we can build a closet or an enclosure around it if that's something you want. Otherwise, just shutting the door kind of blocks that noise. Shari, feel free to jump in too if I'm skimming over things.
No, I think you're doing fantastic.
Okay.
I was going to mention that I feel like the furnaces are very quiet from what they used to be back in the day. So they're really not that big of a nuisance anymore.
Yeah, I almost feel like that enclosure is more of just some not wanting to look at it kind of a thing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's more of a pretty
cosmetic. This bonus room is monstrous. We looked at this plan before we ended up going custom for our own build. And I was thinking in my head, you know what, with a bonus room like this, my boys can leave all of their mess upstairs. My downstairs should be immaculate always, which I know that's not how it always works out. But in theory, there's so much space up here. Why do they need to come downstairs?
Exactly. Wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking. She's got that slab in the back here. Nice little seating area outside that sliding glass door. And then I'm going to play this again. If we have questions, please send them our way. Otherwise, Shari and I are just going to kind of talk through the steps. So between thinking about building and eventually ordering a house, how do you get there? So I mentioned earlier, but Adair's been at this for close to 55 years. So at this point, fortunately for all of us, they fine-tuned the process. They've given us a step-by-step, here's how you make it happen. I think a lot of the times from the outside looking in, building a house might seem daunting. So it's nice to have that experienced guide. We've been through this. Here's what works. Here's what doesn't. We've got a step-by-step plan for you. So step number 1 in our 6 steps is financing approval. Of course, we have in-house financing with Adair Financial, so that simplifies it. If you're a cash customer, that financing approval is just making sure you understand your budget. So knowing where you want to be when it's all said and done, all in for this project. What's your number? What's your monthly payment you're comfortable with? So financing approval is not necessarily just getting that pre-qual from our lender, but more of like an all-encompassing understanding your budget. Shara, your thoughts for financing and why it's important to start with?
I think you hit the nail on the head. It's all about budget. And I know that all of us HOCs are really conscious about our buyers' budgets and making sure that we're keeping what they want to do in line with, what they can afford. We don't want anyone to be house broke. So
Absolutely. Yeah. One thing that I love, there's a couple things I love about Adair Financial, but the soft credit pull option. So if you're somebody who's just kind of window shopping, like, I don't know if this is for me right now. I don't know if I should wait a couple of years. You can submit your information, get a pre-qual from Adair Financial, a soft pull. So you're not dinging or hurting your credit score for the sake of applying to see if you're qualified. Our assigned loan officer is Ryan. Who's yours? Ryan.
Yep.
I absolutely love working with Ryan. I feel really lucky that we have him. He's been at it for so long. He's a whiz. So if you're somebody who's, you apply for your loan or you get your pre-qual amount and you're like, oh, I'm about, 75 short of where I need to be. He can be like, okay, here's what you need to do. Here's how you're going to get there. He'll give you a game plan. So he's great for explaining the programs and current options, but also amazing at how to make your dream happen.
Exactly.
It's always, and then his communication is top notch. He sets the bar really high. So never hurts. It's always kind of where I push people to start with. Talk to Ryan, find out where your comfort zone is, or find out a game plan, and then we'll dive in. Step number 2 is sometimes, maybe arguably, the hardest part in the program, at least in my area, and I would assume your area too. And that is finding the right property for what you want to do.
Yep.
So common misconceptions, I'll just clear this up right now. If you're working with a construction loan, it is intended to buy the property. It's intended to pay for the site prep. It's intended to pay for the house. So a lot of times people start their conversation with me and they're like, do I have to own the property? Do I have to pay cash for the property? Nope, that's all going to be incorporated into that construction loan. We do not help you find the land, unfortunately, but we have partnered with people who are better at it than we ever could be. So that's kind of the idea, is we want to refer you to the best. So I have a realtor partner. Shari, you probably have a couple in your big jurisdiction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you would call and kind of, hey, connect me, and we would connect you with our realtor partner, and then they would just be a strong advocate for you. And they're our partners because we're confident in their abilities as far as not just looking for a property, but making an offer that protects you.
Well, and I think it's important that they find the right piece of property, because I always tell my buyers too, you're not looking just for your dream home. You're looking for your dream location and your dream views and what you want to wake up to every day too. And so I think working with one of our partners who really understands what goes into, the feasibility of your property is really going to help, because they're going to listen to you and know and figure out where you want to be and what you want. So
absolutely. And that's true for every branch, every homeownership counselor. So no matter your area, you can call into your local branch and say, hey, you know what, set me up, and they will, just based on what you're looking for. Here's the guy for you, connect you, and then that relationship just takes off from there.
Yep.
Okay, so Adair's not really going to get involved in your project, and this sounds scary, until you found that property. The key is, whether you're somebody who already owns your property or whether you're somebody who's making an offer on property, we want your offer to be made with a feasibility period. So basically, and it's called, Chari, you're from the realtor background, due diligence, refundable earnest money period. Are there other names?
Nope, just due diligence.
Okay. So that due diligence period basically means you're under contract on that property. No one can come and buy it out from under you. However, you have this time frame where the property can be researched, and you can choose to move forward with it, or you can choose to get that earnest money back and keep shopping for a new property. So what we would... go ahead.
I was just going to say, during that due diligence, what we're doing is we're trying to figure out what it's going to cost for a well and septic, or, city service connections, If there's anything crazy on your property that we need to work with, tree removal, maybe some slopage, or if you want to do a daylight basement because of that slopage. So that's what we're trying to figure out during that time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we would essentially just hit the ground running. So we want you to call like, hey, our offer was accepted. Let's do this. We're going to start out by researching the property. We want to make sure that both Adair and if there's any limitations to what can be done here, i.e. floodplain or CCNRs, that that while you still have a chance to kind of continue your search for land.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to send our site services team out to look at the property. You could be there. Maybe you're someone who's out of state, but they're going to go with your plan in mind. So, okay, what we're hearing from you is that you picked this property because you love the views. You'd like to have the biggest front yard possible. So they're going to go in there like, okay, so here's where, your house is going to sit. We found your water connection and your sewer connection, or, there's a well already there. Just very much dependent on the property. But we're going to put a full report together, and we're going to get it to you. So you would then be able to say, okay, you know what? I see that this property needs a well and septic, and power is going to come from 900 feet, and I'm in a flood zone. So you can see what you're up against and make that decision whether or not you're interested in moving forward with it, or maybe the limitations are more than you were mentally planning for, and you want to look for a new property. And then, like Shari said, get a budget together. So if you're interested in this property, what's it going to cost me to get it ready for that house? And then you still have that time where you can kind of stew on it. Maybe the site budget is going to be so big that your dream house is going to be a little bit smaller. Maybe you're not willing to make that compromise. So the idea is that you get all those facts in front of you while you still have a chance to keep searching for a property, or maybe you choose to just move forward.
Agreed.
Okay. Any other thoughts there? For that's such a big topic that.
No, I think that's one reason why we're the experts in that area, though. And that's why we, tell you, don't be afraid to ask questions, because we know our areas too, our jurisdictions that we're building in. And if your real estate agent can't give you the help, then we surely know someone that can help you. So
absolutely. Absolutely. So after that property's been identified, which we've been kind of hinting at, just gathering bids to find out. So that site superintendent is going to say, okay, here's the list of work that needs done. So you can choose to have us send our contractor out there to bid the site prep, or maybe you're somebody who has a friend who's an excavator or has a referral from someone and you're interested in getting bids from them, or possibly both. So either Adair or yourself, the next step is putting a bid package together. So okay, considering building permits, considering the flat work and the gravel and the trenching and the tree removal, who knows, but all encompassing, my site prep is going to cost me about this much. So then decisions can be made accordingly.
Exactly.
Okay. So at that point, we're going to call you in for a design meeting. So you know what the land costs you, what site prep is going to cost you, you want to move forward with the property. That's when we do that full dig in, design the house.
The fun part.
Yes, my favorite. It's where we're going room by room. In this bathroom, do you want a shower? Do you want more drawers than cabinet? Do you need, kind of, how do we make this plan fit you? And then we price out that plan according to what you're looking for in the design appointment. So design is kind of it's a fun one. It's the best one. Shari, do you have more to add to design? I know you love it too.
Oh, I just love it. I tell my buyers, I try really hard not to get my opinions in there unless you ask. I mean, that's the biggest thing but that's what Katie and I are good at. That's what we do every single day. So we are here to help through the whole process to, make sure it's your dream, your vision come into reality. So I think it's the best part.
It is. So after that design appointment, we are so we'll have the full price in front of us. Of course, we'll review it with you, make any modifications as needed. And then you're at a point where you can order the house. And I love that ordering is a two-step process. So the first thing that our drafting department is going to do is get you your concept. So rather than the Gallatin, it's now going to be the Shari. And you're going to see all of those changes that you requested, how they've been incorporated. And maybe you're looking at like, "Oh, okay, the closet's still not big enough, or the island's not big enough, or what have you. But you have an opportunity to look at your changes and make changes from there before
Mhm.
you sign contracts. Once the concepts are perfect, the house looks exactly as you're envisioning, that's when you sign contracts and you move into that phase 2 that we call pre-construction. So it's 6 steps. That's basically the 6 steps from the point you first call us and we connect you with Adair Financial until you're ordering the house. I do like to dig a little deeper and tell you what happens after you order the house. And that is, we call it pre-construction. And I think this is kind of, Adair does this a special way. So you're going to have what we call a project administrator assigned to you. And this is someone that knows your project inside and out. They're almost as invested in it as you are, it sometimes feels. So they're watching your back. They're putting together your permit applications. And then they're in touch with you weekly, if not more, about, hey, what's going on your site this week? Here's what should be happening. Here's what you should be doing if you're someone who opted to do some of the work yourself, or here's what we're doing. So it's so beneficial to just have that one person assigned to just your site work, just your prep planning portion that is so familiar with not only your property, but also your jurisdiction.
Well, that's one thing I tell my buyers too, is that where it seems like a lot when it comes to the jurisdictional requirements and getting your lot prepped and ready to build. But that's why that phase 2 is so important, because we're not feeding you to the wolves. We're not saying, here, have at it, go take care of all this. We're helping you and holding your hand every step of the way, making sure that things are getting done the right way. That way you are not stressed out throughout it as well. So I think that's really important.
I totally agree. So from there, phase 2 is done. You've got your site prepped and ready for the house. You've got permits in hand. That's when you move into construction. That's when that builder signal program opens. You're going to have a dedicated site superintendent that you can reach. You're going to have all of your notes being weekly uploaded. I think some of our superintendents do it 2 or 3 times a week. Honestly, we've got some real overachievers out there. Sometimes people live at their site. Sometimes people are out of state, but it's your site. You can show up. You can be there as often as you want. You can check in. You have someone to talk to if you have questions. So again, you're going to have that assigned point person, which is key. Communication, understanding what's going on, makes it so smooth and easy.
So nice.
Do we have any questions? Did we miss anything?
I do. Lights, are they LED or question mark?
I think they're all LED. Even the ceiling lights are LED bulbs at this point, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think that was a change maybe a year or 2 ago.
And can we do a no-step entry?
Yes. There's a couple of approaches to that. So whether you're someone who's doing your own site prep or whether we are, that would absolutely be something you want to plan accordingly with the excavator who's doing the flat work. Any others?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. That no-step entry reminds me, though, if you're someone who has limitations as far as stairs or doorway widths or countertop heights, any ADA call outs, we can, of course, incorporate those into any of our plans as well. All right. We're 10 minutes early. Should we call it?
Yeah, I think did fantastic.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, Shari, thank you so much. I always love when you co-host.
And thank you for having me, Dave. Thank you for all of your questions, and hopefully you reach out to Jen soon.
All right. Have a great day.